Light skin privileges.
You look like that Nile special bottle you're holding. Anyway, hi everyone. Welcome to the Fat Cats podcast. The sun in the background, MV Moja behind me. On my right is the resident Fat Cat, Mr. Wabwire Edwin.
2 kilograms heavier than the bungee jump limit.
Adding more weight and problems to this boat ride. And to my left, of course, is a newcomer, Mr. Daniel Emuna. Hi, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm the only guy who can swim on this crew.
Yeah, so you say, so should we throw you out of this boat?
Yeah, you can throw me out.
Anyway, we are on the Nile. Guys are holding their Niles on the Nile. You can see Edwin has broken his fast. He's now back on the Nile special.
Yeah.
On this particular series, we find ourselves in Jinja. Yesterday we witnessed a couple of games on the Nile Special Rugby League 2024. Games were held in Kampala. We had the Cobs running out winners against the Warriors.
Yeah, that one.
They beat Edwin's team. It was not a tight one. It was...
Tight one.
The scoreline read 34-3. How is that a tight game?
Okay, it was the Mileke Shield, so it was a tight affair.
It was a tight affair, Edwin says so. Then we had Heathens playing Rhinos in their backyard at Chadondo. They ran out 26-12. Yeah. They had a rampant first half, 26-0. Second half, the Rhinos gathered their charge, tried to get back into the game. We're yet to see highlights of those, but then we know for a fact that the Rhinos keep rewriting the books about their performance. We can see that this year they've charged and they're ready for the new rugby challenge going forward. The other surprise was Rams.
Yeah, Rams and Eagles.
And Eagles, was that a surprise or it was...
Yeah, surprising because you see Eagles were leading 12-0 at halftime, 12-3 I think, at halftime. And then Rams came and scored 13 unanswered points and managed to win 16-12, making the playoff at the bottom very much interesting. You have Hippos Warriors with 7 points each, just separated by points difference, and then you have Eagles on 5 as well as Rams on 5. So you can just see it's just points difference. So going into the next particular fixtures for those 4 clubs, it's going to be very much interesting to see where they will lie ahead of the promotion playoff. If they can jump into the top 8 and throw maybe Walukuba or Mongas or even Buffaloes into that array, maybe, but it's looking very interesting at both ends of the table.
Well, we had Hippos. Hippos lost their game. They've been on a losing run, I should say. They lost the game to Mongas.
Yeah, Hippos lost to Mongas and they only managed to score 3 points in the second half, and you can just see that things are not going on well in Makerere. Last season they started off very well, winning I think 5 out of 5 in the beginning fixtures, and then now they are getting a taste of what it means when a few players are out of their team. They lost a few players here and there. Luhoni went to Pirates, Ivan Otai went to Cobs. So I think they are just getting regrouped. So anything short of surviving would be very bad for them, but they need to survive so that they can build for the new season as well.
Okay, so back to Jinja here. We had an interesting game. We had the Robert Sseguya challenge. What a game it was. Buffaloes came prepared for the game. Many that I had traveled with, in fact not many, you two, had given the game to Buffaloes, if I'm not mistaken.
Me, I said Buffaloes was going to win by 2.
Buffaloes was to win by 2, yes?
I said 20-22.
What was the score?
I said 19-6, ended 2014? 2016, yeah.
Yeah.
Tight game that was. The score suggests that it was a 4-point game, but for much of the game, it was a seesaw kind of challenge. We kept having a boot challenge between Yasin Waswa
and Job Watch.
And Job Watch, exactly. Waswa only missed 1 kick, which was the conversion for their try that they scored. The one try they scored actually the entire game. The points, 15 points came off his boot. You could see he's putting his name up in the talent pool for selection at kicking for Uganda.
Yeah, he has a good exit kick. One of the things that makes him very much primed for Uganda is that even international rugby you have to two channels of exit. So at the 15 channel, he's very much a needed asset for Ugandan rugby right now. We'll see how it goes for him in the championship, because with the form he displayed yesterday, just missing a kick, and the kick he missed yesterday on the conversion actually hit the post. Yeah, hit the post. So imagine if he goes into the championship playoffs, any team that is playing Hippos, you very much need not give away any penalties, because Yasin Waswa will punish you.
And speaking of Hippos, their defense, for those that missed that game, was on point. The Buffaloes camped in their half for much of the second half. For much of the last 15 minutes, they were camped inside their 22 at the 5, trying to break through. The Hippos stood their ground. Danny, you watched this game. Tell me what you thought about it.
You know, I think Hippos learned how to take care of their penalties. When they played Pirates, all the penalties Aziz was scratching. Now, yesterday, all their penalties, they were going for points. And that was the difference. Because when it came to defending, actually, was it the last 10 minutes? Yeah. The entire Buffaloes team was in their 5. The defense was impeccable. Guys put up a good show. They didn't make any mistakes. Of course, there were a few infringements here and there, but they were not seen by the refs, so they survived that bit. But for most of the time, they were so clean on their defense, and they held a tight line, which Buffalo is going to penetrate. Which means, in this season so far, no one has beaten Hippos at home. Now,
that's actually very true.
If they keep up with this kind of gameplay, they can be sure that in the playoffs, no one is going to beat them at home. All they have to do is what they did yesterday, keep on doing it. Because against Pirates, they got about 4 penalties in the Pirates half. And what were they doing? Scratching the whole time. Now, if they had taken those points, they lost that game by a 3-point margin. Was it a 3-point margin? Yes. And now, if they had taken at least 2 out of those 4 penalties, they would have won the game.
That speaks a lot for the development here in Jinja. Walukuba, the other side that we hadn't mentioned before, has also developed a knack for keeping themselves in games. If you look at the performance that Hippos are now putting up, and what Walukuba are doing, it's reminiscent of the rise that Hippos had coming into this season. But from their past performances in the different seasons we've had, they've been losing by margins, small margins, and Walukuba is starting to do that as well.
Yeah, Walukuba lost by 8 points to Pirates yesterday, 29-21.
But that's not the story of the game, you know.
Story at one point we were just there like, Pirates are going to have party with tears, but they managed to come through. They scored a late try, some cutout work from the backs and the forwards camping in Walukuba's 22, and then they managed to score out left. Pius Ojebalabu, I think that's the name. It's very difficult to pronounce, but he scored the try. He scored not Ogjuleba of Whiskey,
but
the one who scored the try and managed to get that bonus point. Lost for Walukuba there, but they have gone to show that they are very difficult to deal with. Maybe notably when you look at the game they played against Rhinos, the referee ended the game when the ball was held up in Rhino's try area, which basically showed that they were bound to score. Had it not been that, Heathens also had to surge late against Walukuba to survive a loss at the Abel Daira Stadium. So it just goes to show that rugby in Jinja is in safe hands.
So, how many game weeks so far? 7?
Yeah,
7 played?
Yeah.
5 to go. The coming weekend is going to be a cracker. We have the biggest of them all, the perennial Ugandan rivalry being reignited. Cobs hosting the Heathens at Legends. What do you think of this game? Danny, I'll start with you.
I don't think, I'm a Cobs fan, but I don't think we have it in us to beat Heathens next week. We have to pull off something really special.
They already started doubting.
I mean, we struggled against Rhinos.
Yes.
Struggled against Eagles.
Even Buffaloes.
We drew against Buffaloes.
You nearly drew.
We scored only 30 points against Warriors. That's supposed to be 60, 50. Only 30 points against Warriors. So we have anyway, we're a club that has no money, no home, no jersey. So I think our biggest problem is not rugby, it's just Kau.
It's just Kau.
Once we sort out our money issues, we shall be back to where we belong. But for now, for this season, let's just rebuild and, you know, go and recruit more fans, more players. I mean, we go to tie. We can still get, what's his name? Musoke.
You want Douglas Musoke? You felt Douglas Musoke yesterday. You saw how he carries.
He was amazing.
So Danny throwing the hat in the ring, the Cobs should be renamed Money RFC, I think. The guy said we're the money side. Without money, we can't perform.
You guys deliver quick returns when you have money. You give value for money. Immediately.
That's the truth.
They don't waste time.
So other clubs have no money. That's what you guys are saying. And they are performing.
Edens has platinum credit too. They have money. They have money. And I think
and you know what debt collection is like, eh? Debt collection. guys are debt collectors.
Once his money,
Man, I think for us going into this game, I'm also a Cobs fan, and I'll not lie to you. There's always, for me, in every game we go into optimism for the best. Going into this game, Heathens is on fire. They have won all but 6 games of the league so far. They drew against Hippos here in Jinja. That speaks for Hippos' stellar record so far against the big 3. They've beaten Cobs. They narrowly lost to Pirates, and Pirates came out of that saying we've survived that one. But then the Hippos held the Heathens. Now, Heathens, that's the only blip on their performance so far this season. They've beaten teams home and away.
It shows you that Damotas is a fortress.
And I think their lowest score thus far has been 26, which was scored yesterday. Was that it?
No, 20.
20 against Hippos, yes. Hippos. So they have tries in them. The leading try scorer is from Heathens. Looking at my side, the blue guys from Kampala, the old boys, Daniel has put it up clear that we are struggling. There's no other way to put it. But we've been on the rise. We've had our issues, but I'm always certain any rivalry, any game that has Cobs versus Heathens will always put Cobs at their top end. We just pray this guy who's in Ghana stays in Ghana, or for Roth, the Sevens don't get called back. He's the one man when we're playing I don't want to see on that team sheet.
Drop goal flashbacks.
I hope we cannot have those, and I hope they don't have any guys in their ranks that can punish us in that manner. But I am certain going into this game, we're going to cause an upset and leapfrog the Pirates, who are going to lose, of course. They are playing Rhinos, I believe.
Yeah, Heathens going into this one just need they need a result. Draw, win. They just need to avoid a situation where they lose and Hippos can come and leapfrog them, or Rhinos. So what is very important for Heathens right now is to come and get the win. They have been very, very enterprising when they come to play their opposition. They do a lot of work and homework, but that game against Hippos maybe put them off a bit, but they have showed that they are now back in full stride. So I think majorly what they need to focus on right now, Heathens, is just to kill off the game as early as possible and utilize, just pounce on the mistakes that Cobs make. For Cobs to win the game, I think their decision making needs to be very, very important in this one. Against Buffaloes, I think a few things went wrong. You know, we can easily talk about decision making when we're off the pitch, but one of the key things was that scrum that Cobs called for as opposed to a line out or 3 points. And you could see that they need that push from themselves, particularly from the choice of players. I think the people who will play that game for Cobs is going to be very, very important for them to see if they can win that. Maybe if we could have a repeat of the Uganda Cup semi-final and have some of the players who played that one. It was a good one, but they lost because of a few mistakes here and there. So the same way they managed to sneak it against the Pirates in the Uganda Cup, Cobs needs to get that energy back and see how they can beat Heathens. They are perennial rivals. Yeah, trying to see how we can get back to Kampala, but we're still enjoying Jinja. The breeze. The Kasana is too much though, but enjoying the breeze. So let's see how we can get back to Kampala. But yeah, this is Fat Cats Podcast. We've been here in Jinja, Nile on the Nile. Something that you can always partake when you visit Jinja. Don't miss playoffs in Jinja. I've already counted Jinja as a team that is going to go to the playoffs. Our stats guy, Issa Matrix, confirmed that Heathens has qualified for the playoffs already. So let's wait and see what happens. I don't know what Matrix is using to confirm that, but well and good. Do subscribe to Fat Cats Podcast here with these 2 other gentlemen. We're going to see if we can make me lose some weight and we bungee jump in the last 2 hours of the day.